Hello Flosstube fam, it's the Daceman here. I am back with my October stitching update. I have got my WIP pile and it's about the size of my head. No, it's bigger than the size of my head. It's bigger than the size of my head today. So we're going to go through that in just a moment. I would just like to take a second actually to thank everybody who has been subscribing, commenting. I've really enjoyed reading all your kind words, etc. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Without much further ado, plonking into top down, gently removing this WIP pile to a safe location. Don't drop it on the floor. Don't drop it on the floor. Oh, okay. We're going to get started with our usual suspects. So I have got Eeveelutions here. I've re-Q-snapped it since last time, so I have taken the top bar off so we can have a little look at the clamp. Took the top clamp off so we can have a little look at what's been going on. So last time you saw this, it was actually about was it about 83.5% or something like that? Either way, I've added 1.5% since then. This month's goal on this is to get to 84.5%. I'm now 83.5%. So I think you were 82% when you last saw this actually. I've added, I think this eye wasn't done yet, so I've done like the whole of Sylvian up to this point that you can see here, where I've clearly not gotten much further yet. Yeah, that's how people make words. So yeah, I have been working through all this pink and white. It's been a bit tedious. I don't love light candy pinks. I don't love the 3865, as a lot of people know by now, but we are getting to a point where I've still got another month, maybe a little bit of next month as well, where we're going to be working in this pink and white area before Umbrian comes into play. Do you know what would really help? There we go. So Umbrian is coming into play quite soon, but we just have to push past a little bit more pink, a little bit more white, and then we can move on with our lives in a positive way. But yeah, it's currently sitting at 83.5%, and I've got another percentage to add to it this month. So depending on how early I film the next video, you might see just 1% more added, you might see 1.5%, we will see how that goes. But for now, this is where we're at. I've even got you a little cheeky peek of Espion there from the before times. I'm going to stick that clamp back on, I reckon. There. No more of that for you lot. So yeah, next time we're going to keep working down here. And, well, it's just going to be more pink and white, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Overall, always happy to be working on this piece. I just bonked the bloody camera. Do you know what? This is going well today, isn't it? It's a good start. So next up, we've got our second usual suspect. We have got a Meeting of Tangled Paths. And today you can actually see all the progress I made on this month, because it's all on this one page. And we're getting very close to the end of the page here. So next time you see this, most of the progress is probably going to be up here, and it'll be it'll be moved in the Q-snap basically. So yeah, a lot of this was just background today, not today but this month, and unfortunately it's going to be background for a really long time now. However, I do think it's kind of interesting to watch the watercolor background stitch up as pixel art, if that makes sense. Like, we all know what watercolor looks like on canvas, on paper, but to see it stitched up is a little bit different, and I find it really interesting to like look back after stitching a good section of it and filling it all in and just seeing how the colors have blended and how the watercolor effect has been made up. I do find that a little bit fascinating. Otherwise, I think that's about all I can say on this. There's probably about 800 stitches or so to go down there, and then, like I said, moving on to the next page. I always post my page finishes on Instagram, which is linked below. You're always welcome to check out the page finishes there, because I don't take this out of the Q-snap when I show it. I understand that can be a bit annoying for some people, but it's more annoying for me if I have to. Okay. Next up. Alright, rhythms on. See if I can remember to keep changing the picture each time. We have got Raven God. So, this has been a lot of work this month. I've been working on this for like 3 weeks solid, but like putting a few hundred stitches in a day maybe. I haven't been doing like a huge deal on this one, but I have worked and focused in this area here. You can see the hoop mark where I've had it in the hoop, but I've really worked here. I've been working this bird up, the second little raven there. But I worked a little bit over here, a little bit over here, filled in some gaps over here. You know, I've really worked in this area. I've added another 4%, so we're at 44% now, coming up to 48 next month. And I think what I'm going to do next month is I'm going to come back down here and start working towards the bottom corner. Like this project, I don't particularly love stitching on. I'm doing it in tent stitch, and I agree with Crow. I just don't like doing tent stitch. It's not for me. It goes really bulky where the confetti is. The stitch in itself doesn't look very good close up. Like when I do it. I'm not good at it basically, and I don't enjoy it. So working on this is a little bit of a slog. So I find it really helpful if every time I work on it, I go to a different area and it's like starting somewhere new again and not having to worry about, oh, just got to continue on with this area next time. Like, nah, we're going to go to this corner. Gonna work up this, like, I think it's a tree trunk. I'll see how I get on, but I'll add another 4% to this, as I've done every month since I've been pulling this back out again. But for now, I'm quite happy with this. I got to see some subject this month, which was nice. It's another really background heavy project, so seeing the bird has been quite a pleasant thing. And obviously there's more bird to go, so when I get back up here, it's not going to be all background and stuff. But yeah, that's for another time. We won't be going back to that middle just yet. But that is the Raven God progress for now. Now, WIP Go, interestingly, I have caught up with WIP Go. I have got 3 different projects to show you now. So we're starting with Houses of Hawthorn Hollow. I know a lot of people are stitching things from the Hawthorn Hollow series. I quite like it. But Houses is my favourite for sure. I love Houses. I don't know what it is. I just think it's such a nice pattern. I love Houses. I think there's just big blocks of like nice stitching, you know. We have been working on the second block a little bit more. I worked entirely in the house, so everything I stitched has been in the house itself. It's been a really good one to watch stitch up. So I'm doing this on 40 count over 2 in the DMC conversion. And we've got these nice, really nice orange bricks. And the orange is also used in the chimney a little bit. Really enjoy seeing how these colours are mixing up and blending together and creating the brickwork effect especially is quite nice with this house. There's a low flying plane going past my window right now. Not going to apologise for it. I didn't ask it to be there. But I hear it. I know. If the mic is picking it up, I'm very sorry on the RAF's behalf, I suppose. Yeah, I made an error. I stitched the window panes in the wrong colour here, so I do need to frog and restitch those. But that's not a big deal. That's just like a thread. I'll deal with that. And until then, I don't know when we'll see this again, but I really enjoyed stitching it and cannot wait to see it again some other time. And that's that for now. What have we got next? Polar Mandala. Okay, so the chatelaine. Don't get too excited, because even though I've been stitching the chatelaine, I've worked entirely in the picture segment of this project this time. So I'm only on the first picture panel with the Arctic foxes, but I have done a fairly good little section here actually, because what I've done is I've added this fox and I've also started the back stitch where I can. So the birds were already in place last time you saw this. All of this I've added. So I think this panel works up quite quickly, and if I was to actually spend more than a 5-hour stream on it, like if I worked on it for a few days straight, this panel would work up and be done with, and I'd move on. Next time I work on this though, after the panel is done, what I have to do is recreate this vine of leaves and flowers down here. I'm very ready to do it, don't get me wrong, but it is a tricky part of the pattern. It's all in fractionals with backstitch, so I'm looking forward to it because I'm ready for it. Otherwise I wouldn't be looking forward to it. Just need to finish off these the eyelet outlines as well. I also have the bead pack now, so I might stick this on the scroll frame and kind of bead as I go. I will say we may be seeing this project again this year. I'm not going to say how or why, but I think I might have this out in December, and hopefully, like I said, I'll be able to finish this picture panel, get that little vine of leaves and flowers done, and then I can like move on or start beading. We will see, but either way, we're going to see some more of this year, so don't worry. I know that wasn't like the greatest tour of the chatelaine you've ever had, but there will be more. We will see that again, and I'm quite looking forward to it. I'm really ready, very ready. Next up, we finally caught up with WIP Go, and the final project was Game of Swans. So last time you saw this was for the June dog stitch along, I believe. I think I got it to like 65-66%, something like that. Do apologise, I didn't note the number down. From the spreadsheet it was like 68%, and I was like, I think that's right, but who knows. But for WIP Go, I have officially got it to, I didn't write it down, I've got it right here though, do not fear. Do not fear. Where is it? There it is. 72.68%. So just over a quarter left to go. Not too bad. We worked on finishing some finicky little bits here. I put this little cluster of flowers in, a little butterfly, a little bit more of this border stitch, the large flower here, and some other funny little bits, little flowers. But most importantly, we got another swan. So this big old swan took a good, what, 3 or 4 hours yesterday at the time of filming to get in. There's a lot of stitching in it. We were also stopping every now and then to do other things, but yeah, solid swan. Happy to get that done. Really, really like this project. We need to just carry on. I've kind of stitched this in columns. I kind of did like the left-hand side, the center, and I'm now working down the right-hand side. There was a full like image view of this last time. I think it would have been the July update I showed this off, but for now I'm just going to point out that I've added this. This is on an 18 count Ada. It's actually a printed Ada, silver sparkles, 18 count, there you go. But yeah, 72.68%. Nearly 3/4 done. I don't know when we'll see this again, but I'm definitely finishing it next year. I haven't stitched in the 25 because I don't want to do that and not. But I'm fairly confident this will get finished next year. It won't take a whole lot. I've just got to work down this right hand column, and I'm pretty sure I'll be motivated to do that because it's a lovely pattern. This is a long dog that doesn't necessarily look like a lot of the long dogs you might be familiar with. A lot of people really like the monochromatic designs, as do I, but long dog have a whole lot of other styles on their website, and I urge you to check them out, have a little look. Yeah, I love this pattern, and I'm doing it in the gentle art conversion as well, so the colours are extra vivid and lovely in my opinion. Yeah. Game of Swans. We'll see you again soon, fella. We'll see you again soon. Again, not sure when. Alright, where are we at? Full Coverage Friday. So I've only got 2 projects for Full Coverage Friday for some reason, but yeah, it is what it is. Probably worked on other things, probably cancelled a stream here or there. I'm not sure, but we've got Book Dragon before anything else. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, not the most riveting. Every time I show you this, I'm like, I did a little bit of blue. A little bit of blue. A little bit of blue. Did some blue. And honestly, same again. Did some blue. Got it from 0.98% to 1.51%. So, yeah, still pretty early days. I am not, like, heavily motivated to work on this one. It's one of the newer starts I have. So, this comes out when it comes out, and it can be grateful for it. I'm sure in a few years' time I will, like, get on it a bit more, but for now it's just kind of there as an option and for something different, rather than something I desperately want to work on. Because I can't desperately want to work on everything, because I'd get nothing done. And same with the next project, actually. We've got Octopus back out again. Kind of the same thing, even though this is one of my oldest WIPs. It's just not one I want to focus on, and, like, that's fine. There'll be time to focus on it in future. But for now, I'm very excited to say that I finished this bloody feather. This feather has been, like, haunting us from day one on this project. It's just been like, yeah, my octopus has a feather for some reason, and I have been stuck stitching this feather since July 2021, and I've finally finished it. There are a couple of tiny stitches still left in this stem, but I'm disregarding those, not thinking about those. We're actually in the octopus now. There are some stitches in this octopus. A lot of them are kind of white on white, so they're hard to see, but this is like where the eye is, so we are actually into the octopus a little bit. We got it from 10.52 to 11.37%, which is a bit wild, because it's like nearly 12% of this entire pattern has just been the feather. I've got no words, but there we are. Feather's done, we can move on with our lives. Now that I'm actually in the octopus, I might want to stitch on this more, but again, for now, I don't think it's about to become a focus project in any way, shape or form. It's just kind of there for if I want it, and to have a little go on every now and then. I do like how these like little gems in the feather have charted up. They do look quite nice. Like, the charting overall is quite nice, really. It's just not something I've ever focused on, and that's fine. It's not that big a project. It'll get done in little bits until it's time to get a move on with it. So yeah, I think that's it for Full Coverage Friday this month. Yeah, that's all I've got written down anyway. So I guess the next thing I will show you is the progress on Sanssouci, the Tiny Stitches project. So I've got this in an 8-inch Q-snap for size scale. It's incredibly small. This is stitched on a 56 count linen. It's a pink linen, and I'm stitching it in a dark purple 100 weight sewing thread, and it is over 1. It's very small. I know a lot of you are already familiar with this project, and many of you do know that it's the community that stitches this project over on Twitch. You can redeem 30 tiny stitches for some channel points, and I will plonk those in for you. So it's not me that stitched this, it's the community, and the community have got it from 64.12% to 68.32% this month. You added 4%, people. Good job, well done. Good show. So what we worked on this month is mostly here. We've added some like kind of quilt patches. These are all rhombus quilt patches, and we've also added this little scene. It's got some trees. Believe it or not, it's got a little backstitched bird there, a little seagull, little dog. We've started working across this section again, so we're going to just pull that chevron in, I think, over the next month or so. I know it's very hard to see, it's very tiny. I think the focus might kick out. Oh no, you can kind of see. I don't have autofocus on because that annoys me. But you can kind of see what's going on there. You can see like the little zigzag in there and the little quilt patches. Overall, I'm very happy with this piece. I say it every time, I am happy with this piece. I like watching it grow, and I look forward to seeing us move towards, well, 70%. We'll be over 70% next time in theory. Yeah, nice. Alright, well, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully the redeemers keep redeeming. Right, what have we got now? So, community craft along. The community craft along this month was Out of This World, and it was being hosted by Sketch. So it was like anything to do with aliens or other world, space, anything you could think of really that was just like out of this world. So my first thought was to work on the other project, but the first one I'm going to show you is the Garden of Earthly Delights update, because you know what, this is off. There we go. It's been off this whole time. Oh, never mind. Not refilming. So even though this is the Garden of Earthly Delights, it's a kind of biblical world, and it just doesn't look like it's set on Earth in some way. It looks like an alien planet. It looks out of this world to me. So I decided to work on this when it came up. It came up for a full coverage Friday, and then I was like, no, I'll just keep working on it for the stitch along. Yeah. That's what happened. That's why we're down a full coverage Friday this month. So I did work on this for a full coverage Friday, and then just kind of continued. I decided I wanted to get a page finish on it by the end of the month, and I did, kind of, by the 2nd of November. Close enough. So last time you saw it, I think some of this was done up here, all the dark blue, and I was working into this kind of minty green and all the beigey bits. So I worked on this page down here, so I did a whole bunch of this tower, which has a kind of tree behind it, I think. The charting on this tree is actually really nice. There's actually a little bit of detail in there, different browns and greens, just to give it a bit of depth and dimension. I don't hate that at all. But overall, I was just really happy to get another page finished, because this project, it's got 1.74 million stitches in it, thereabouts. So getting a page is like nothing on this project. So goodness me, I chose a good day to film this, didn't I? I'm all over the place. I got it from 0.66% to 0.94% by finishing more than half a page. It takes more than 2 pages to get 1% on this project. Although, if you was to take it as 3 individual projects and say this is the first panel, I am 4% through the first panel. That's what I'm going to have to keep telling myself. 4% through. Yep, definitely. 4% through Earthly Delights. That is what I'm going to keep telling myself. Yeah, happy with that, because I got to make some somewhat significant progress on it. Takes time, these things. But what I really focused on this month for the Out of This World stitch along, craft along with Sketch is Contessa with Squid, charted by Unconventional cross stitch. As many of you know, Unconventional did suffer a absolutely horrendous house and business fire, losing absolutely everything. By pure coincidence, I was going to work on this anyway, but it felt really good to be able to kind of help support the efforts to, you know, give a little bit back to Unconventional through promoting their products and, you know, donating and buying charts and things like that. There's a bit of a Unconventional stitch along, I think. Crow's hosting one in their Discord server. And obviously there's probably some hashtags on Instagram and stuff like that. But for me, this month, for Out of This World, I thought Contessa with Squid looks a bit like an alien. There's something alien about her. Can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something not quite right with this humanoid. Could be the tentacles, could be the tentacles. Either way, I had started this previously. I'd had a small little slither of the 310 done up here. It's 310 and 3371, the really dark brown. And I went absolutely ham on this. As you can see, I got 2 page finishes, which, you know, I effectively did like 16,000 stitches on this. I absolutely like pummeled into it. So that sounds impressive, but I should point out the 310 and 3371 is tent stitched, so I only did half crosses for those to make them go faster. The rest is full cross, so all the other colours I'm doing full cross. And while there is some confetti in these tentacles, the charting is so nice. You can often start a thread and finish it. Like, there's not, like, there is confetti because there has to be, there's detail, but overall I found it a really pleasant stitch. And I highly recommend this chart. Honestly, it's such a good picture. It's really well charted. Do check out Unconventional if you haven't already, or maybe go check them out again, have another look, see what you think. Add something to cart. PDF purchases are helping massively with their current situation, so they'd be appreciated. Otherwise, just go window shop. Everyone loves a bit of window shopping. See what you might like for Christmas. Right. So I got that from 0.89%, so not even 1%, to nearly 9%, 8.95. Not bad. Added a solid 8% to it. Can't be mad at that. That was good. Good stitching, that. I liked that. I will like to pull that out again. Couldn't get enough of it. So I have a new start to show you all. New start time. So, first of all, the fabric is incredibly shockingly bright pink. Like, I dyed it myself. It's absolutely like, it doesn't show up as well on camera, but it is like Barbie pink. I finished Infatuation last time, and that was entirely beaded, right? So I said I was going to start a new beaded project, and I did. I had a plan all along. So you may or may not remember Move Forward in Love by Modern Folk Embroidery. I stitched it previously in a toile and still have not got a proper frame for it. Don't mind the frame job, it's not done yet. Yeah, I stitched it in a toile before and got it all sparkly and lovely. I converted some bits for different flags, etc. So I posted the Flosstube with that in it, and my friend Sketch messages me and goes, "Hear me out." And I'm like, yes. And he's like, "Imagine this," and posted a screenshot of Move Forward in Love. He goes, "But in beads." And I went, "Good luck, have fun, you know, good idea, love that, yeah." And then within weeks I'd kitted it up. So I have started my very own, kind of restarted my very own Move Forward in Love with silver lined Delica beads. So it's not much of a start, and unfortunately the purple I ordered did not sit very well. So I've ordered a new purple and hopefully they will do the job. So I haven't got the purple beads in yet. However, the other colours I think are fine. I really like them. So we've got the beanbag of this lap tray. So yeah, we've got some silver lined beads, and the greys are actually semi-matte. So there is a little bit of texture at play there, but not too many textures. The rest are all silver lined, so we all get that flash when the picture moves, when the fabric moves. I'm gonna continue with pretty much the same charting as I did here. So we've got the little nod to the lesbian flag in this corner here, and you know, we've got things like asexual flags, non-binary flags. I'm gonna keep those. The only difference is I did not dye the fabric in the pride colours this time, so I'm gonna have to find a way to add some bisexual flags. I might do it where these pansexual flags are, or I might change some of the intersex flags to bi flags, because there's a lot of intersex flags. I might just switch some of those out and make little bisexual ones instead. But we will see. Either way, I'm gonna have to do something to make sure the bi flag is in there. Otherwise, I am gonna keep all the other flags pretty much the same. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be good. And as soon as I get those purple beads in, I'm going to put them in and see what all the colours look like together. Because I'm very curious to see it, like, actually come into fruition. But for now, we've got a little bit of a nod to the trans flag in the blue, pink and white sparkly bits there. We've got a bit of the rainbow flag. Yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. I've got an Agnes minder, which is absolutely stunning. Look at that little Agnes coffin. The way those like rhinestones sparkle. This minder is not going to stay on this project. It's actually going to go on Memento Mori, but I had it and I just needed to put it on something because look at it. Had to show that off. Right, so that is the new start. And hopefully I'll be able to show you some nice progress on that next time with some purple. I think for now, what I'm going to do next, I'm going to do my own finish feature before we see the finish parade. So, since it's Halloween, and we're feeling Halloween-all still, I am in denial. I refuse to accept it's November right now. I have two finishes, and they both complement each other. So these are finishes that I did a while ago. I like to show off some of my old finishes, just so that we're caught up on what I've been up to for my entire life. This is the Witchy Stitches, They're Here. I tried a pumpkin spice latte for the first time the year I stitched this, I believe, and I've had one per year ever since. It's like a little tradition I had with a friend to go and have one pumpkin spice latte a year. And even though she's moved to a different country now, I still do go for my annual pumpkin spice latte. So this was a pattern I had my eye on for a while. I love this pattern, it's so cute. The fabric was a 14 count Ada spider lace grey look from Lakeside Needlecraft. It's a printed fabric, it has some cobwebs and arachnids. I'm so arachnophobic. I don't know why I chose this fabric, but there you go. I like the webs. This is a project I finished probably 4 years ago. About 4 years ago, maybe, I think. Absolutely love doing it. So much 310. I used a knockoff 310 actually. It was a bit thicker. At the time I didn't have any DMC 310 and I just had to make do with what I had. But such a cute pattern. The leaves, they're here. Little zombie pumpkin spice with its little brain hanging out. I appreciated it. I thought it was cute. And I think a year or two after that, I was gifted this pattern. Which is kind of like its little counterpart, its friend. Candy. Little zombie candy corns. This was on a 14 count Ada as well. I think it's a soft Ada though. I've never stitched on anything this texture before. It's really strange to me, but it's nice. I think it was is it Eek by Picture This Plus? I hope that's right. It was definitely called Eek. It's a nice pumpkin-y orange with some kind of dark grey mottling. And again, lots of lovely 310. Candy corn zombie, candy corn brain. Very cute. The French knots in the back stitch as well to complement the pumpkin spice latte pattern. As you can see, they are very good friends. They look good together. I've never framed these or anything. I should probably figure out a way to frame them. That would be neat. Because they're both different sizes and on different fabrics, but I still think they'd look cute next to each other. What do you reckon? Just stick them in frames next to each other? Maybe. I'll see. I'll have a look. I'll look into it. They're the kind of finishes that have just sat rolled up in my drawer for so long. I've just not thought of doing anything with them, but now I'm seeing them, I'm like, maybe I should. Should definitely do something with them one day. Alright, so finally, I think what we should do is have a little look at the community finishes. Here we are, community finish time. I don't think there was too many this month, but I always appreciate seeing the finishes from the community. So everybody who has contributed to this, thank you very much in advance. I really appreciate you showing off what it is you've been up to. So we're going to start off with Miss Nonanara. Oh, another low-flying plane. Can't get a break here. I live near an RAF base. Can't stop them. So Nonanara was working on Within a Dream from the Artsy Housewife. We've got a Roxy Floss conversion on a 40 count, and it looks so damn good. Look at this. I really like this pattern because people start this square off and I get really excited. I'm like, this square is really pretty. The colours are good and the border's so dense and thick. And you've got this like gorgeous bird. Absolutely gorgeous bird. And you think that's the best bit, and then the moths get stitched up. And these moths, close up, let me tell you, they are absolutely stunning. So yeah, love this chart, love this pattern, and love seeing a finish of it. We also got a bonus cat taxed photo, so look at this, there's a lovely Maine Coon just photo bombing the poor innocent cross stitch there. Gorgeous cat. So that was Nonanara's finish. We have Connie of Songbird's Chorus, Game and Nouveau by Medusa Dollmaker. It was a Gecko Rouge kit. I know a lot of us are really really familiar with this pattern, and it's no longer a Gecko Rouge pattern, but they are still available from Medusa Dollmaker herself. So there it is. Look at that. That's massive. Absolutely massive. We've got like a little Mario and little mushrooms. That's cute. I love this pattern. Little Link. Like all the details in it when you look at it, it's pretty good. I love this. I love that this cross stitch has empowered so many like gamer girls, and I love that for them. Fabulous. Epic finish. Thank you for sharing that. Nonanara went on to also finish Masquerade by Ink Circles, because of course she did. I've got a theory that Nonanara doesn't sleep. Things are seldom what they seem. Skim milk masquerades as cream. There we go. So this is also gorgeous. It's got little fleur-de-lis. It's got little owls, some cats. This looks like a cauldron, I think, the swirly bit. I love how swirly-whirly this pattern is. It just gives like all these like misty, foggy swirls. I love it. I really like ink circles. I want to do more ink circles. But it was also a 40 count. And threads from Roxy Floss again. Absolutely stunning. Good choices, because they look good together. And Crow has got Jolly Squirrel. Look how cute that is. We're all like a bit... We don't like Christmas very much. Nah, we're a bit grinchy. Sorry, we're Halloweeners over here. But the colours in this, the little squirrel, it was irresistible. Absolutely stunning. So cute. Love that finish. And we also got some wonderful contributions from the lovely Needle in the Hay. Absolutely fabulous human being. So we've got a 1/1 on 30 count 310 sampler. This would be great for Black Sampler November. I'm not doing Black Sampler November this year, but I have done historically, and I do feel like I'm missing out. This is so cute. Look at that. I do like a Black Sampler. So it was her first 1/1. It looks so cute. Good choice. We've got a kit from Wonderland Ukraine on Etsy, apparently. It's a nice little moth stitched onto a wooden base. And I guess those are like thread drops. That's pretty cool. It can be used as thread drops, if nothing else. Absolutely stunning. Love the colours on that. I love moths. I love bugs. I've got quite a lot of bugs. I don't keep moths, but I really do like seeing them in the wild. And we've also got a Halloween Biscornu from a trio, so a set of 3 from Puntini. 202 or 32, 36 count, sorry. Seraphim Fabric or Dusty Road on with DMC. So this was actually her first Biscornu. Wow, I think that's incredible. Look at that. That is so cute. I love how like lovely the curation of these photos is. Like that's not lost on me. Like it's such a good photo. And these little cats, little bats. I like these flowers. I never see flowers charted in black and grey, so I actually really appreciate that. I'd like to stitch this. I would absolutely stitch this. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll go looking for it. We'll see. But yeah, I think that's it for the finish parade this month. So thank you everyone who contributed to that. Jump scare. I think this month, I'm going to calm down on how much I stitch. I'm not going to stitch quite as much. I'll do the focus projects. I'll do the WIP Go Wednesdays, the full coverage Fridays. But the extracurricular stitching is going to be a bit few and far between. I want to do a bit of life stuff this month. I've got a garden to work on. There's also a Thanksgiving event going on with a friend of mine, so I'm going to have to do a bit of work for that. But yeah, I'll do what I can. I might pull pod out for some extracurricular stitching, have a little go on pod. Otherwise, we'll see what happens. I'll see you next time. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you for doing all the YouTube-y things. As I said at the start, I really appreciate all the comments and stuff. So, yeah, crack on. Happy stitching, and see you in December for November's update. Alright, see you later.